Hey, this is Shane Hips with the Home Pros Radio Show. Not only am I a contractor, I also work in the real estate industry. If you own or operate a real estate brokerage that you're considering stepping away from, or if you're planning your retirement, give me a call so we can discuss how to keep your cash flow coming to you. Don't let all of your hard work fall by the wayside. Call me at 864-326-5252. That's 864-326-5252. I look forward to talking to you.
The Home Pros Radio Show. Brought to you by Prime Lending. Home loans made simple. Welcome to the Home Pros Radio Show, the premier resource for the well-informed homeowner. With over 30 years of combined home inspection and renovation experience, your hosts, Tommy Donovan and Shane Hips, help you stay on top of your home improvement and home maintenance needs. Visit homeprosradio.com to access the trusted product and service providers that are a part of our Home Pros network. Find the Home Pros Radio Show on Facebook and Twitter for regular show updates and additional information on the topics covered on our show.
Do you know what to look for in your attic? Well, that's what this article from Closing Contractor talks about. And but before we get to that, how often should you do it? What are the recommendations there? Well, experts suggest an attic inspection every 3 to 6 months.
Is this one of the bullet points on? Okay, we ain't got to that.
No,
I didn't want to jump ahead on you.
No,
3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months, which I think is right. I think here on the show we recommend every 6 months.
Yeah,
at least to go in your crawl space and in your attic, just to look for things that could be indications that there might be something worse going on. The last thing you want to The last thing you want to do is find out that you have an issue in your attic because it's coming into your bedroom.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Yeah, that's not fun. So yeah, if you can catch it ahead of time, please do.
Yes. So experts suggest you should check after every major weather event. If you've got a huge storm that's come through recently, or
that would
be a good idea.
Yeah.
Whenever you're up there digging around the holiday decorations, they say, which you just mentioned, Christmas.
Right. Yeah, you up there, might as well.
Storing items. Whenever you're in the attic, just going through and a lot of people put their luggage and stuff up there.
Yeah, just check it out.
Just look around and look for those. And we mentioned this on our fall and maintenance checklist. So what should you look for? And that gets us to our bullet points, our listicle, as they like to call it these days. Social media. Yeah, listicles. Clickbait, that kind of stuff.
I got you.
Where you always see those on you get online and they'll go I don't know, top 10 actresses who don't look like what they used to look like, and you end up clicking through going, when are you gonna get to the list? So, but this is a helpful version of a listicle. We're covering the things that you need to look for in your attic, like roof leaks. Catch a leak before you see it on your ceiling drywall.
That's a good idea.
Carefully check the underside of the attic roof for water damage. Look at the sheathing, places like that. I always tell folks, go to roof penetrations. Those are usually the first things that do leak.
Yep.
Where you have plumbing vents or other, attic vents.
Yep. And look for light.
Yep. Look for light.
I don't know if that's one of your later ones, but absolutely look for the light.
Mm-hmm. This is best done on a rainy day, especially during the summer when the high temperatures could cause the water to quickly evaporate. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do have high temperatures in your attic, you might not know that you have a leak.
Yeah.
Because it evaporates before it can get inside.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing to look for, or I should say in this case, smell for.
Notice
unusual odors.
That does make sense. I mean, because you go up there, you're gonna know if there's some strange, could be a dead animal up there.
Yeah, it could be.
You don't want decaying animal coming through your ceiling either.
Yeah, that's right. If you smell an overwhelming odor, sulfur, or a normally strong stench of waste, something has died. Flies, beetles, cockroaches may be present.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're breaking down the material. Oh, I don't want to think about it.
That's pretty
good.
gross.
Yeah, be careful. Other scents you could smell: fecal matter and urine. If you got squirrels running through your attic and you don't know it, or other animals, that may indicate a larger problem. If you do notice that you have droppings or even that urine smell, You could have a possible rodent or pest infestation. Not fun.
Hey, this is Shane Hips with the Home Pros Radio Show. I'm looking for a few real estate agents that are considering a change in brokerage. Maybe you're wanting opportunities to make more money. You're possibly just not happy where you are. You could even be a new agent or considering getting into real estate. If any of these sound like you, give me a call at 864-326-5252 so we can discuss some of the options that are available to you. That's 864-326-5252. Talk to you soon.
The urine smell will linger. I know this is disgusting to talk about.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're crawling through this stuff.
Yes.
On a daily basis.
Gas leaks.
Yeah.
You can smell gas. Did you see the story where it wasn't a gas leak, but there was a leak of the additive that they put in gas? Like in a community, it was somewhere around here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a week or two ago. But
I missed that.
Yeah, there was a leak of it, so everybody thought there was a gas leak, but it was actually the additive that they put in the gas so they can detect the leak. So it's like
something.
That
is hilarious.
It's like, okay, the whole town smelled like a gas leak, I guess. But anyway.
Another thing you should look for is, when you're in your attic, insulation. Check your insulation and rafters. While checking for roof leaks, inspect areas around the rafters for damaged wallboard. Damaged. Well, if you're around your rafters, you're probably going to want to look. That would be the sheathing,
right?
Any damaged sheathing. Damaged wallboard, I'm assuming, is referring to drywall on the vertical runs in an attic space and vertical walls. Any dark crumbling areas or sections that are peeling, you're going to want to investigate a little bit further because you might have some active roof leaks or even some damaged shingles on the outside of the roof if you have damaged sheathing. Also look for bad framing. Check to ensure that the rafters are still securely attached to the ridge boards and wall framing top plates. I saw a house just a couple of weeks ago where the rafters had pulled away from the ridge board. So like the nails were just barely hanging on.
Yeah.
I had to write that up as, hey, you need to get somebody to look at this because something is going on with the structure that's causing the rafters to pull away, which is one of the reasons why we have collar ties to keep that from happening.
Correct.
But yeah, it's usually that where those rafters come together, and I'm doing this visual with my hands.
Yeah, you got to watch this one.
If you're listening to the podcast, you're not seeing this activity, but I'm just putting my hands together in an A frame because usually the weight of the rafters pushes together on that ridge board, but something was pulling those rafters away from the ridge board, which I found interesting.
Yeah,
it's one of those things that I wrote up, and I'm still wondering to this day, like
exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
I went and looked at one. It was a building. It was a detached garage out back where a tree had fallen on it recently, and there was all kind of weirdness going on there, like that. And then it looked like it had completely pushed like the soffit out on both sides, like it pushed down so much that it
squished the
house. Just squished it in all kinds of ways. But yeah, I mean, obviously that it was obvious why that happened. But yeah, sometimes things will go in different directions than where they should be going. And yes, it's interesting to try to figure it out at times. Play construction forensics.
And it doesn't even have to be like mechanical damage either. Sometimes you can get heat and cold.
Yep.
To cause shrinkage or to cause wood to move and pull fasteners away and that sort of thing.
Yep.
So nails, bolts, and screws can become less stable. So look for that.
Wood dries out. Out, it shrinks. Now nothing's...
Especially if you have a very hot attic.
Yes.
Which I think is the last. Identifying extreme hot or cool temperatures. That's what I have there at the bottom. Which, what is extreme? I don't know if we have a benchmark for extreme cold in an attic. If it's super cold up there, that you're going to know it. You're going to know that I would say there's a leak, there's an opening somewhere where cold air is coming in. If you notice it during the winter,
right?
But during the summer, if you're getting really hot, it just means you're not ventilated properly. So I know we've talked on the show before about what's that threshold because everyone goes up into the attic and it's hot. If you're getting to the point where the heat is extreme, and I think some of the things that I've read and seen is 120 degrees or more.
That's sort of where I am. That's in my mind. That's where the threshold is, around 120. Because it's going to get that up close to that. I mean, you can't consider it extreme at 105 because it is going to get.
It's going to get hot this time of year, especially. Yes. But if it does, well, is it going to damage the structure? I mean, it could cause shrinkage, or it could cause some things. I've seen it where like the sap in older homes it just starts melting right out of the wood. If you see that, then that is an indication you need to improve your ventilation. But even in modern design, if I think what it affects more than anything else is just energy efficiency.
Right.
So the last thing you want is extreme heat right on top of this building envelope that you're spending money trying to cool. It's not going to be conducive to helping your heating and air system and other functions of your home work efficiently.
Correct.
So make sure you have good ventilation. You got good air moving through your attic. If you have extreme temperatures, you're either having too much air moving through your attic or not enough. So it shouldn't be too much separated from what you have in your house.
Thank you for listening to the Home Pros Radio Show. If you have a question for the Home Pros, visit us online at homeprosradio.com, where you can also catch our podcast episodes and learn more about the topics and guests we bring to you each week. The Home Pros Radio Show is made possible by Prime Lending, RIC Home Inspections, Closing Contractor, Radon Recon, and Carolina Heating Service. If you are a trusted service provider in our area and would like to contribute to the show, send us a message through our Contact Us page at homeprosradio.com. Once again, thanks for listening to the Home Pros Radio Show.